The power to shape your life lies in your ability to think critically, master your mind, and the possibilities are endless. When you elevate your thinking, you elevate your life. Critical thinking isn't just a skill, it's the foundation for growth, success, and change. Mastering critical thinking is the key to unlocking your true potential. Your mind is your greatest asset. Nourish it, challenge it, and watch your world transform. Critical Thinking Mastery is written and published by Audiobooks Box. Introduction. In this book, you will learn how to take control of your mind and shape the future you want. You'll discover the tools to challenge your thoughts, push past limitations, and break free from old habits that hold you back. This isn't just about improving your thinking. It's about transforming your mindset to unlock your full potential. Are you tired of feeling stuck, unsure, or overwhelmed by decisions? Do you want to think with clarity and confidence, making choices that truly reflect your goals? In this book, you will learn how to do exactly that. You'll become someone who approaches challenges with a clear, focused mind, always looking for solutions instead of roadblocks. We'll explore powerful techniques to strengthen your reasoning, sharpen your observations, and navigate life with greater purpose. You'll learn how to evaluate risks, embrace uncertainty, and turn failure into a learning experience. This journey will push you to see things differently and act with a sense of direction. By the end of this book, you'll have a mindset that drives your personal growth and sets you on the path to success. Get ready to transform the way you think and live. Chapter 1. Understanding the power of critical thinking. Critical thinking is the foundation for transforming how you approach every aspect of your life. It goes beyond simple problem solving and helps you evaluate information, understand context, and make decisions that align with your long-term goals. At its core, critical thinking empowers you to challenge the ideas you encounter and the beliefs you hold. It allows you to see situations clearly, avoiding the haze of emotional reactions or superficial assumptions. Understanding its power means recognizing how it equips you to analyze complex scenarios with a calm and rational mindset. In a world overflowing with information, distinguishing between what is meaningful and what is noise is an essential skill. Critical thinking sharpens your ability to filter through endless data and focus only on what matters. It fosters curiosity, which pushes you to dig deeper, ask questions, and seek the truth instead of settling for surface-level explanations. This mindset not only enhances your ability to solve problems, but also helps you understand the root causes of those problems, ensuring lasting solutions. The strength of critical thinking lies in its ability to prepare you for uncertainty. Life rarely follows a straight path, and unexpected challenges are inevitable. By honing this skill, you build the mental flexibility needed to adapt and find opportunities even in difficult situations. It transforms uncertainty from something to fear into a chance to grow stronger. Rather than reacting impulsively, critical thinkers assess situations carefully, choosing the best course of action with confidence. Critical thinking also empowers you to question societal norms and popular opinions. Instead of following the crowd, it helps you develop your own perspective. It teaches you to weigh the evidence, consider different viewpoints, and form conclusions based on logic rather than external pressures. This independence of thought enhances your ability to navigate a complex world while staying true to your values. It also makes you more effective in conversations and debates, as you can present your ideas clearly and back them up with sound reasoning. Moreover, this skill has a direct impact on your personal and professional relationships. When you approach interactions with an open but analytical mind, you build trust and understanding. You learn to listen actively, interpret what others are truly saying, and respond in ways that strengthen your connections. This creates a balance between empathy and objectivity, ensuring that your relationships are built on mutual respect and meaningful communication. The power of critical thinking extends to how you view your own life. It gives you the tools to assess your habits, behaviors, and choices honestly. This self-awareness leads to personal growth because it helps you identify areas that need improvement. It encourages you to embrace challenges as opportunities to refine your skills and knowledge. Instead of fearing failure, you see it as feedback, guiding you toward a better path. Finally, critical thinking is not just a skill, it is a way of life. It requires consistent practice, a willingness to learn, and the courage to confront uncomfortable truths. The more you nurture this ability, the more you discover its transformative potential. It helps you break free from the limitations of autopilot thinking and equips you to live with purpose and clarity. Understanding the power of critical thinking is the first step toward unlocking the mental strength needed to shape a life of meaning, success, and fulfillment. Chapter 2. Identifying and overcoming cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are mental shortcuts that distort your perception and lead to flawed judgments. These biases can cloud your thinking and prevent you from making decisions based on logic and reality. Identifying them is the first step toward overcoming their influence. By learning to recognize how they operate, you can take control of your thoughts and make choices grounded in clarity rather than assumptions or misinterpretations. One of the most common biases is confirmation bias, where you seek out information that supports your existing beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. This bias can create a false sense of certainty and prevent you from exploring alternative perspectives. Overcoming this requires a commitment to questioning your own conclusions and actively seeking out viewpoints that challenge your assumptions. When you expose yourself to diverse opinions, you gain a fuller understanding of the truth and make more balanced decisions. Another prevalent bias is the availability heuristic, where you rely on immediate examples that come to mind rather than analyzing the broader context. This can cause you to overestimate the importance of recent events or vivid memories, leading to skewed conclusions. To combat this, practice gathering a variety of information before forming an opinion. Take time to step back and evaluate whether your judgment is based on a single incident or a comprehensive view of the situation. The anchoring bias is another trap that can influence your thinking. This occurs when you rely too heavily on the first piece of information you receive, even if it's irrelevant or inaccurate. This initial anchor can shape all subsequent judgments, leading to flawed outcomes. To avoid this, approach new information with an open mind and avoid placing undue weight on early impressions. Allow yourself the flexibility to revise your views as you gather more evidence. Emotional reasoning is a subtle but powerful cognitive bias that can easily sway your decisions. It occurs when you let your emotions dictate your interpretation of events, assuming that if you feel a certain way, it must be true. While emotions provide valuable insights, relying solely on them can lead to irrational choices. To overcome this bias, learn to separate your feelings from the facts. Take a moment to pause, reflect, and assess the situation objectively before acting. The bandwagon effect is another bias that can limit critical thinking. This bias pushes you to adopt the beliefs or behaviors of the majority simply because they are popular. Overcoming this requires the courage to think independently and resist the pressure to conform. Instead of following the crowd, focus on evaluating ideas based on their merit and logic. Overcoming cognitive biases is not about eliminating them entirely, as they are a natural part of human thinking. Instead, it's about becoming aware of their presence and consciously working to minimize their impact. Developing this awareness takes practice and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about your thought processes. By doing so, you create space for more accurate, thoughtful, and productive thinking. Identifying and overcoming cognitive biases is essential for gaining mastery over your mind and making decisions that align with your values and goals. Chapter 3. Building a growth-oriented mindset. A growth-oriented mindset is the key to unlocking your potential and embracing opportunities for improvement. This mindset focuses on seeing challenges as chances to learn rather than obstacles to avoid. By adopting this perspective, you shift from a fixed view of your abilities to one where you believe in your capacity to grow and adapt through effort and persistence. Building this mindset starts with recognizing that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone toward progress. One of the first steps in cultivating a growth-oriented mindset is to embrace the value of learning. Growth comes from consistently seeking knowledge and skills, even in areas where you feel inexperienced or uncomfortable. This means approaching every situation with curiosity, asking questions, and being open to feedback. Instead of fearing mistakes, see them as opportunities to gain insight and refine your approach. A key characteristic of a growth-oriented mindset is resilience. Life will inevitably present setbacks, but how you respond to them determines your trajectory. Resilience allows you to bounce back stronger and maintain your focus on long-term goals. It requires viewing challenges as temporary and surmountable rather than permanent barriers. Developing resilience involves practicing patience and maintaining a forward-thinking perspective, even in the face of adversity. Self-awareness plays a critical role in building a mindset that fosters growth. Understanding your strengths and areas for improvement helps you set realistic goals and create a plan to achieve them. Acknowledging where you need to grow is not a weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows you are willing to confront your limitations and take proactive steps to improve. This self-awareness enables you to track your progress and celebrate small victories along the way. Surrounding yourself with the right influences can accelerate your mindset transformation. The people you spend time with have a significant impact on how you think and act. Seek out those who inspire and challenge you to be better. Engage with individuals who share a commitment to personal growth, and let their energy and attitudes motivate you. Positive reinforcement from the right environment helps you stay on track and avoid slipping into negativity or complacency. Shifting your focus from comparison to self-improvement is another essential element. Comparing yourself to others often leads to frustration and a sense of inadequacy. Instead, focus on your personal journey and measure progress against your own goals. Recognize that everyone grows at their own pace, and your success depends on your efforts, not external benchmarks. Consistency is the foundation of a growth-oriented mindset. Growth is not a one-time effort, but a continuous process of improvement. Daily habits such as setting goals, reflecting on your progress, and staying disciplined in your efforts will ensure that you maintain momentum. Even small, consistent actions can lead to significant results over time. A growth-oriented mindset enables you to view life as a series of opportunities to become better. It transforms your approach to challenges, relationships, and ambitions by emphasizing perseverance and adaptability. By committing to this mindset, you empower yourself to achieve more, overcome setbacks, and continuously strive toward becoming the best version of yourself. Chapter 4. Questioning assumptions. Assumptions are beliefs you accept without questioning, often shaping your thoughts, decisions, and actions without you realizing it. These hidden beliefs can limit your perspective, create blind spots, and prevent you from seeing opportunities. Questioning assumptions is essential for developing a clear, accurate view of the world and ensuring your choices align with reality rather than preconceived notions. The first step in questioning assumptions is to become aware of them. Often, assumptions are so deeply ingrained in your thinking that you don't notice them. Start by examining the beliefs you hold about yourself, others, and the situations you encounter. Ask yourself why you believe something is true and whether there is evidence to support it. Recognizing these automatic thoughts opens the door to greater self-awareness and understanding. Another important practice is to seek evidence that challenges your assumptions. Instead of looking for information that confirms what you already believe, actively search for data or perspectives that contradict it. For example, if you assume a task is too difficult, consider examples of times when you succeeded in similar situations. This approach allows you to test the validity of your beliefs and replace unhelpful assumptions with more accurate ones. Engaging in open conversations can also help you uncover hidden assumptions. Discuss your views with others and be willing to listen to their perspectives without defensiveness. Different viewpoints can reveal biases or gaps in your thinking that you may not have noticed on your own. By seeking out diverse opinions, you expand your understanding and challenge your preconceived notions. Self-reflection is another powerful tool for questioning assumptions. Take time to evaluate past decisions and identify whether any underlying beliefs influenced your choices. Reflect on whether those assumptions were helpful or limiting. For instance, consider whether a fear of failure caused you to avoid risks, or if a belief about someone else's intentions affected your relationships. Recognizing these patterns helps you avoid repeating them in the future. Breaking free from assumptions often requires stepping outside your comfort zone. Familiar routines and thought patterns can reinforce existing beliefs, making it difficult to see beyond them. Trying new experiences or approaching problems from a different angle can disrupt these patterns and encourage fresh thinking. For instance, tackling a challenge in an unfamiliar way might reveal solutions you hadn't considered before. Challenging assumptions also means being comfortable with uncertainty. Sometimes, questioning your beliefs may lead to more questions rather than immediate answers. Embrace this process as a necessary step toward deeper understanding. Let go of the need for quick conclusions and focus on exploring possibilities instead. This mindset fosters intellectual curiosity and flexibility. Questioning assumptions doesn't mean discarding all beliefs. It means subjecting them to scrutiny to ensure they are based on reason and evidence. By doing so, you make more informed decisions, improve your problem-solving abilities, and cultivate a mindset that values truth over convenience. This practice helps you navigate life with greater clarity and confidence, free from the constraints of unexamined beliefs. Chapter 5. Developing mental clarity. Mental clarity is the foundation of effective thinking, decision-making, and personal growth. It allows you to cut through distractions, focus on what truly matters, and make choices with confidence. Developing mental clarity requires intentional effort to eliminate mental clutter, organize your thoughts, and prioritize your goals. It is a process of aligning your mind with the present moment and removing the noise that clouds your judgment. The first step toward achieving mental clarity is identifying the sources of distraction in your life. These distractions can take many forms, such as excessive screen time, constant multitasking, or unproductive habits. Reducing these influences creates space for focused and meaningful thought. Begin by setting boundaries around your time and energy, ensuring they are spent on activities that align with your priorities. Decluttering your environment can significantly impact your mental state. A chaotic physical space often mirrors a cluttered mind. Simplify your surroundings by organizing your workspace and removing unnecessary items. This practice not only enhances your ability to concentrate, but also fosters a sense of calm and control. A clean and organized space provides the mental freedom to think clearly. Journaling is a powerful tool for organizing your thoughts and gaining clarity. Writing down your ideas, worries, and goals helps you process your emotions and gain insight into your thought patterns. It allows you to identify recurring concerns, analyze them objectively, and determine practical solutions. Regular journaling can turn vague thoughts into actionable plans. Practicing mindfulness is another effective way to develop mental clarity. Mindfulness encourages you to focus on the present moment without judgment. By paying attention to your thoughts and feelings, you become aware of mental habits that create confusion or overwhelm. Simple techniques like deep breathing or short meditation sessions can help calm your mind and improve your ability to stay present. Prioritization is essential for maintaining mental clarity. When everything feels equally important, it's easy to become overwhelmed. Learn to distinguish between urgent and important tasks, focusing your energy on what truly matters. Creating a daily to-do list or using time management techniques like the Eisenhower matrix can help you stay organized and prevent unnecessary stress. Taking breaks is also crucial for mental clarity. Overworking your mind leads to fatigue, which clouds judgment and reduces productivity. Short breaks allow your brain to reset, process information, and approach tasks with renewed focus. Activities like walking, stretching, or even sitting quietly can refresh your mental energy. Self-reflection is a key component of mental clarity. Regularly take time to evaluate your progress, decisions, and overall direction in life. Ask yourself whether your current actions align with your long-term goals. This process helps you identify areas where you need to adjust your approach and reinforces your sense of purpose. Developing mental clarity is not a one-time effort but an ongoing practice. It involves creating habits that promote focus, self-awareness, and intentional living. With mental clarity, you gain the ability to navigate challenges, make better decisions, and pursue your goals with confidence and determination. It empowers you to live with purpose and achieve meaningful progress in all areas of life. Chapter 6. Emotional Mastery and Rational Thinking. Emotional mastery and rational thinking are essential for navigating life with composure and clarity. When emotions are unchecked, they can cloud your judgment, leading to impulsive decisions and unnecessary stress. Cultivating emotional mastery empowers you to understand, manage, and channel your emotions constructively, allowing rational thinking to guide your actions. The first step in mastering your emotions is recognizing them as they arise. Emotions provide valuable information about your internal state, but reacting without understanding their source can lead to mistakes. Take a moment to identify what you're feeling and why. This awareness helps you separate your emotional responses from your logical reasoning, ensuring your choices are grounded in clarity. Developing emotional resilience is crucial for maintaining control under pressure. Resilience allows you to stay calm and focused even in challenging situations. Practice pausing before reacting, giving yourself time to evaluate the situation objectively. This pause creates space to choose responses that align with your values and goals rather than succumbing to impulsive behavior. Rational thinking complements emotional mastery by providing a structured approach to problem solving. When emotions run high, logic helps you analyze situations from different angles. Break down problems into manageable parts, consider potential outcomes, and weigh the pros and cons of each option. This process allows you to make decisions that are balanced and well thought out. Self-awareness plays a significant role in emotional mastery. Understanding your emotional triggers helps you anticipate reactions and prepare for them. Reflect on past experiences to identify patterns in your behavior. For instance, recognize whether stress causes you to react defensively or avoid difficult conversations. This self-awareness enables you to address triggers proactively. Practicing empathy can also enhance emotional mastery. Empathy allows you to understand and relate to the emotions of others, fostering better communication and stronger relationships. When faced with conflict or misunderstanding, strive to see the situation from the other person's perspective. This practice reduces tension and promotes rational, solution-focused discussions. Developing emotional mastery requires building healthy coping mechanisms. Instead of suppressing emotions, find constructive ways to process them. Physical activities, creative outlets, or speaking with a trusted friend can help you release pent-up feelings in a healthy manner. These practices prevent emotions from overwhelming your ability to think rationally. Balancing emotions and logic doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. Emotions offer valuable insights, but they need to be balanced with rational analysis. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them dictate your actions without thoughtful consideration. Strive to create harmony between what you feel and what makes sense, ensuring your decisions are both compassionate and reasonable. Regularly practicing mindfulness can enhance your ability to manage emotions and think rationally. Mindfulness helps you remain present, reducing emotional reactivity and improving focus. Techniques like deep breathing or guided meditation can help you stay grounded during emotionally charged situations, promoting calm and clarity. Emotional mastery and rational thinking are lifelong skills that require practice and dedication. By managing your emotions effectively and incorporating logic into your decisions, you create a balanced and composed mindset. This combination empowers you to face challenges with confidence, maintain meaningful relationships, and achieve personal growth without being derailed by emotional turmoil. Chapter 7. Cultivating Patience and Perspective. Patience and perspective are two key elements that contribute to a calm, rational, and successful life. In a fast-paced world where instant gratification is often expected, developing these qualities is essential for making thoughtful decisions and maintaining long-term goals. When you practice patience, you allow yourself the time and space to understand situations fully and react with clarity, not impulse. Similarly, perspective helps you look at challenges from different angles, allowing for better solutions and a balanced approach. Patience is not about passive waiting, it's about learning to stay steady in the face of uncertainty. Life rarely unfolds on your timeline. Opportunities, growth, and success take time. When you rush through things, you often miss the lessons and insights that come from the journey. Embrace the process rather than fixating on an outcome that may take longer to achieve. Each moment holds value, and patience allows you to savor these moments rather than wishing them away. The key to cultivating patience is accepting that everything in life happens in its own time. It's easy to feel frustrated when things don't move as quickly as we want, but resisting the flow of life only creates more stress. Instead of rushing, focus on the tasks at hand and give them your full attention. Progress may be slower than anticipated, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Small, consistent actions build momentum over time. Perspective allows you to step back and see the bigger picture. When you're in the middle of a situation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or make decisions based on limited information. Taking a step back helps you realize that your current challenge is just one part of a much larger journey. This shift in viewpoint can reduce anxiety and help you respond with greater wisdom and patience. The practice of self-reflection plays a key role in cultivating perspective. Take time each day to reflect on your experiences and emotions. This process helps you assess whether your reactions are based on facts or influenced by temporary feelings. When you view challenges from a broader perspective, you realize that most setbacks are temporary and can be overcome with persistence and patience. Another important element of perspective is understanding that everyone has their own struggles and timelines. Comparing your progress to others often leads to frustration. Remind yourself that each person's journey is different and their pace of growth doesn't define your own. Stay focused on your path and trust that you're exactly where you need to be at this moment. Patience also involves learning to deal with uncertainty. You can't control every outcome, but you can control your response to it. Instead of reacting emotionally to setbacks, choose to embrace the uncertainty and let it teach you patience. The unknowns in life are often where the most growth occurs. Trust the process and know that you are constantly evolving, even when you don't see immediate results. Building both patience and perspective takes practice. It requires a shift in mindset and a willingness to slow down, observe, and reflect. With patience, you approach life with calm and resilience, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity for growth. By adopting a broader perspective, you see beyond temporary obstacles and focus on the long-term journey ahead. When combined, these qualities create a balanced mindset that will guide you through any difficulty with wisdom and perseverance. Chapter 8. Building strong analytical skills. Developing strong analytical skills is essential for navigating life effectively. Analytical thinking allows you to break down complex problems, identify patterns, and make informed decisions. Whether you're facing personal challenges, managing work tasks, or evaluating important choices, sharpening your analytical skills will give you the clarity and confidence needed to move forward. The foundation of strong analytical skills is the ability to approach problems methodically. Start by identifying the issue clearly. Often problems appear overwhelming because we don't fully understand them. By clearly defining the problem, you can focus your energy on finding practical solutions. Once you understand the problem, break it down into smaller parts. Each piece is a manageable step toward finding a resolution, and when you tackle them one at a time, you gain a deeper understanding of the whole situation. Another critical element of analytical thinking is the ability to gather and evaluate information. You can't make informed decisions without knowing the facts. This requires being thorough in your research and critical in your evaluation of sources. Don't rely on assumptions or take information at face value. Dig deeper, ask questions, and seek multiple perspectives. The more data you collect and analyze, the more informed your decisions will be. An analytical thinker also knows how to recognize patterns. In life, situations often repeat themselves in some form. By training yourself to look for recurring themes or connections, you can make predictions and anticipate outcomes. This ability to spot patterns helps you avoid common pitfalls and make more accurate decisions based on past experiences. Critical questioning is another powerful tool for building analytical skills. Don't simply accept things as they are. Challenge assumptions, including your own. Ask yourself why things are happening the way they are and whether there could be alternative explanations. This mindset encourages deeper thinking and prevents you from jumping to conclusions without considering all possibilities. One important aspect of strong analytical skills is the ability to weigh evidence and make logical connections. As you gather information and evaluate alternatives, it's crucial to analyze the relationships between different factors. What are the consequences of a particular choice? How does one piece of information impact another? This logical approach helps you make sound decisions that are supported by evidence rather than emotion or guesswork. Building strong analytical skills also involves practice. Like any skill, analytical thinking becomes stronger with consistent use. Start by applying it to everyday situations. Whether you're making small decisions, solving problems at work, or analyzing personal challenges, take the time to approach each situation analytically. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. In addition, analytical thinkers learn from both successes and failures. Each experience provides valuable lessons that improve future decision-making. When things don't go as planned, analyze what went wrong, identify where your thinking faltered, and use that knowledge to improve your approach next time. Being analytical doesn't mean disregarding emotions or intuition. It means balancing them with logic and critical thinking. Emotions play an important role in decision-making, but they can cloud judgment if not managed properly. By combining emotional awareness with analytical reasoning, you develop a more balanced approach to problem solving. Finally, building strong analytical skills requires patience and persistence. Analytical thinking takes time and practice. There's no shortcut to becoming proficient. By committing to constant improvement, challenging your assumptions, and evaluating every decision carefully, you will sharpen your analytical abilities and gain the confidence to handle life's challenges with wisdom and clarity. Chapter 9. Problem Solving Through Critical Thinking. Effective problem solving is one of the most important skills in life. Problems are inevitable, but how we approach and solve them defines our success. Critical thinking plays a key role in problem solving because it helps you approach challenges in a structured and effective way. By applying critical thinking techniques, you can identify solutions that are logical, well thought out, and actionable. The first step in solving any problem is to fully understand it. Many times, problems appear more complex than they actually are, simply because we don't take the time to assess them properly. Break the problem down into smaller, manageable parts. This step helps prevent you from feeling overwhelmed and makes it easier to tackle each aspect of the issue. When you understand the problem, it becomes easier to identify possible solutions. Once you have a clear understanding of the problem, the next step is to gather all relevant information. This is where critical thinking shines. It's not enough to simply assume you know the solution. To find the best approach, you need to seek out all the facts. Ask questions, look at the issue from different angles, and don't settle for surface-level answers. The more information you have, the more informed your decisions will be. Another key component of problem solving is creativity. Critical thinking helps you think beyond traditional solutions and explore alternative approaches. When faced with a problem, don't limit yourself to the first solution that comes to mind. Challenge yourself to come up with multiple ideas. The more options you generate, the better your chances of finding the most effective solution. Additionally, consider the consequences of each potential solution. It's important to weigh the pros and cons before making a decision. What are the risks? What are the benefits? How will each solution affect other areas of your life? This analytical approach ensures that you're not making impulsive decisions, but instead choosing the solution with the most positive and sustainable outcome. One powerful tool for problem solving is asking the right questions. When you're faced with an issue, ask yourself what the root cause is. Is the problem a result of a deeper issue? Are there hidden factors contributing to it? By digging deeper, you often uncover solutions that you might not have considered initially. Critical thinking also helps you consider all perspectives. In some cases, it's easy to become fixated on your point of view. However, problems rarely have a one-size-fits-all solution. Take time to consider how others might see the situation and what their solutions might be. Sometimes, the most effective problem solving comes from collaboration or learning from someone else's experience. It's also important to be flexible. Life rarely goes as planned, and not every solution will work perfectly on the first try. When things don't go as expected, be open to adjusting your approach. A critical thinker is someone who can adapt to changing circumstances and find new ways to solve the problem. Lastly, trust the process. Problem solving takes time and effort. You might not find the perfect solution immediately, but with perseverance and critical thinking, you will find a way forward. Stay patient, keep working through each step, and trust that the right solution will emerge. Critical thinking helps you stay focused, calm, and rational, even when faced with challenges. By applying critical thinking to problem solving, you empower yourself to tackle any issue that comes your way. It's not about finding quick fixes, but rather developing a structured, thoughtful approach to solving problems. When you sharpen your critical thinking skills, you make better decisions, overcome obstacles more easily, and take control of your life. Chapter 10. Decision-making for long-term success. Every decision you make shapes your future. The choices you make today will determine the path you walk tomorrow. Successful people understand the importance of making decisions that align with their long-term goals. They don't focus solely on short-term gains, but instead consider the bigger picture. To achieve lasting success, you must learn how to make decisions that serve your future, not just your immediate desires. The first step in effective decision-making is understanding your values. When you are clear on what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to make decisions that reflect those priorities. Ask yourself, what do you want in the long run? What kind of person do you want to become? Your decisions should move you closer to your ideal life, not pull you away from it. Next, consider the consequences of your choices. Many times, we make decisions based on convenience or emotion, without fully understanding the long-term impact. Before you make a decision, take a moment to step back and ask yourself, what will happen if I choose this path? Will this decision bring me closer to my goals, or will it derail my progress? Long-term success requires thinking beyond the immediate effects and evaluating the potential consequences down the road. A key to successful decision-making is resisting the urge to make hasty choices. In a world that moves fast, it's easy to feel pressured into quick decisions, but making impulsive choices rarely leads to lasting success. Instead, take your time to think things through. Don't let external pressures or emotions cloud your judgment. Take the time to gather the necessary information, weigh your options, and make an informed choice. The more thoughtful you are, the better your decisions will be. Another important factor is consistency. The decisions you make today should align with your goals, and this requires consistency. If you make decisions that take you in different directions each time, it becomes difficult to achieve long-term success. Your actions should consistently reflect your values and objectives. By sticking to your decisions and staying true to your path, you build momentum that propels you toward your desired future. Sometimes, fear can hold us back from making important decisions. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of making the wrong choice can stop us in our tracks. But in reality, failure is part of the journey to success. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't let fear control your decisions. Instead, embrace the idea that mistakes are stepping stones to success. Trusting your intuition is also a powerful tool in decision-making. While it's important to gather facts and information, your instincts are often a reliable guide. When faced with a difficult choice, listen to your gut. It may not always be clear, but your intuition can often point you in the right direction. The more you trust your inner voice, the better you'll become at making decisions that serve your long-term success. Finally, recognize that not every decision will be perfect. There will be times when things don't go as planned, and that's okay. Success is not about making the perfect decisions every time, but rather about learning from your experiences and adapting. When you make a decision, commit to it fully and adjust as necessary along the way. Your ability to pivot and learn from your choices is what sets you apart on the path to long-term success. Decision-making for long-term success is about being thoughtful, patient, and consistent. It's about considering the future and making choices that align with your values and goals. The decisions you make today can either move you closer to or further away from the success you desire. Take control of your choices, trust the process, and remember that every decision matters. Chapter 11. The role of discipline in critical thinking. Discipline is the backbone of critical thinking. Without it, your ability to analyze, evaluate, and make reasoned decisions becomes weak. Discipline ensures that you stay focused on the process, consistently challenging your thoughts and avoiding shortcuts. It helps you develop a strong mental framework that allows you to think logically, make sound judgments, and ultimately achieve success. At its core, discipline is about commitment to the process. Critical thinking requires an intentional effort. It's not something that happens by accident. It demands time, energy, and concentration. Without discipline, you may start questioning your beliefs or analyzing a problem, but you will not follow through. To master critical thinking, you must commit to doing the work even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. One of the most important aspects of discipline in critical thinking is the ability to stay focused. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to lose track of your thoughts or fall victim to superficial judgments. Discipline helps you stay on course by teaching you how to focus on the task at hand. Whether you're solving a problem, making a decision, or analyzing information, maintaining focus is crucial. With discipline, you can block out distractions and keep your mind clear, allowing you to think deeply and rationally. Discipline also plays a critical role in overcoming biases and emotional reactions. As humans, we are often driven by emotions, assumptions, and past experiences that cloud our judgment. Discipline helps you set aside these biases and examine situations objectively. When you approach a problem with discipline, you learn to recognize your emotional reactions and prevent them from influencing your conclusions. You develop the strength to look at situations from different angles and make decisions based on facts, not feelings. Another essential element of discipline is persistence. Critical thinking is not a one-time activity. It's an ongoing process that requires continuous effort. The more you practice critical thinking, the sharper your mind becomes. However, the journey is not always smooth. You will face challenges, doubts, and setbacks. Discipline ensures that you keep going, even when the process seems slow or difficult. It encourages you to keep refining your skills and pushing yourself to think deeper. Discipline also helps you establish a structured approach to thinking. Instead of jumping to conclusions, you learn to break down complex problems into manageable parts. You start by gathering information, evaluating the evidence, and considering different perspectives before arriving at a conclusion. This methodical approach ensures that your thinking is thorough and comprehensive. With discipline, you develop the habit of questioning assumptions, seeking out new information, and constantly improving your thought process. Finally, discipline in critical thinking requires self-control. It's easy to jump to conclusions or make snap judgments, especially when you feel pressure to make a decision quickly. Discipline teaches you to slow down, think carefully, and resist the temptation to take shortcuts. By practicing patience and self-restraint, you avoid hasty decisions and allow yourself the time and space needed to think critically. Critical thinking is not just a skill. It's a way of life. Discipline is what allows you to make this way of thinking a habit. By committing to the process, staying focused, overcoming biases, and practicing persistence, you build a strong foundation for success. Discipline is what separates those who think critically from those who simply react to the world around them. It's the key to unlocking your full potential as a critical thinker. Chapter 12. Balancing Skepticism and Open-Mindedness. Finding the balance between skepticism and open-mindedness is crucial in the development of critical thinking. Both traits are necessary for evaluating information effectively, but when out of balance, they can lead to confusion or poor decision-making. Skepticism allows us to question what we hear and see, while open-mindedness enables us to consider new ideas and possibilities. Mastering the balance between these two can significantly enhance our ability to think clearly, make informed choices, and grow as individuals. Skepticism is often misunderstood. It's not about rejecting everything outright, but about not accepting information at face value. A healthy dose of skepticism allows you to question the validity of what's presented, challenging assumptions and looking for evidence before forming conclusions. Without skepticism, you risk being misled by false information or falling victim to manipulation. It encourages you to dive deeper, examine the details, and ask, is this really true? Skepticism is your mental shield against deception, ensuring that you don't take things at surface value without understanding their deeper implications. On the other hand, open-mindedness is the willingness to consider alternative perspectives, even if they challenge your own beliefs. It's about being receptive to new ideas, concepts, and approaches. Open-mindedness prevents you from becoming too rigid in your thinking, allowing you to see beyond your own limited worldview. When you're open-minded, you're more likely to explore new possibilities, hear others out, and be willing to adapt when presented with compelling evidence. It allows for growth, learning, and innovation. However, the key to developing a balanced mindset lies in knowing when to be skeptical and when to be open-minded. If you are too skeptical, you may become closed off to valuable insights and miss opportunities for growth. You may become entrenched in your own views, dismissing new information without fully considering its merits. Too much skepticism can lead to unnecessary doubt and a failure to move forward. Conversely, excessive open-mindedness can leave you vulnerable to manipulation or poor decision-making. If you are too open to every new idea without proper evaluation, you may find yourself overwhelmed by conflicting information and unable to make clear decisions. Being overly open-minded can result in a lack of commitment to your own beliefs or values, making you more susceptible to influence from external sources. Balancing both requires self-awareness and discipline. It starts with being able to recognize the value of skepticism in areas where certainty is important, such as decision-making or when dealing with misinformation. At the same time, it's important to be mindful of your openness to different viewpoints. When confronted with new ideas, take the time to assess them critically. Ask yourself questions like, what is the evidence for this? How does this align with what I already know? Could this idea improve my understanding of the world? It's also important to practice emotional control when navigating this balance. Strong emotions can cloud judgment, making it harder to be objective. Whether you're skeptical or open-minded, your emotions should never dominate the process. Both skepticism and open-mindedness require calm reflection and a rational approach to the information at hand. Ultimately, achieving the right balance between skepticism and open-mindedness is a dynamic process. You won't always get it right on the first try, but with practice, it becomes easier to navigate. The more you refine your ability to balance these two forces, the sharper your critical thinking will become. You will learn to filter out unreliable information while remaining receptive to new perspectives that enrich your understanding. By mastering this balance, you enhance your decision-making, avoid being misled, and open the door to continuous personal growth. Chapter 13. Recognizing and overcoming mental traps. Mental traps are the unconscious biases and patterns of thinking that limit our ability to think clearly and make sound decisions. They often go unnoticed, influencing the way we perceive situations, people, and opportunities. If left unchecked, these traps can cloud judgment, leading to poor choices and missed opportunities. Recognizing these traps is the first step toward overcoming them, but it requires awareness and a willingness to question your own thought processes. One of the most common mental traps is confirmation bias. This occurs when you seek out information that supports what you already believe and ignore information that contradicts your views. It's an easy trap to fall into, especially when you feel strongly about something. Confirmation bias can reinforce false beliefs and make it harder to see things from a different perspective. To break free from this, it's crucial to actively look for evidence that challenges your beliefs. This doesn't mean you should abandon your views, but rather be open to adjusting them based on new, credible information. Another trap is anchoring bias, which happens when you give disproportionate weight to the first piece of information you receive. Whether it's a number, a statement, or an opinion, the first impression can anchor your judgment, leading you to make decisions based on that initial input, even if it's irrelevant. To avoid this trap, always gather a range of information before forming an opinion. Don't let a single data point cloud your understanding of a larger issue. Emotional reasoning is another mental trap that's especially dangerous when making decisions. This is when you let your emotions, rather than logic or evidence, guide your thinking. If you're angry, frustrated, or scared, your perception of reality can become distorted. For example, when feeling stressed, you might see situations as more threatening than they really are. The solution is simple: take a step back and give yourself time to cool off. Allow your rational mind to take over before making decisions. Overconfidence bias can also derail your thinking. When you overestimate your knowledge or abilities, you make decisions based on faulty assumptions. You might think you know more than you do, or ignore warning signs because you're confident in your choices. Combat this by regularly checking your assumptions, seeking feedback, and acknowledging areas where you might not have all the answers. Stay humble and open to learning, even when you feel certain about something. The bandwagon effect is the tendency to adopt the opinions or behaviors of the majority, often without critical thinking. It's easy to fall into this trap, especially in social situations where group consensus seems appealing. However, just because many people believe something doesn't mean it's true or beneficial. It's important to step back and evaluate ideas for yourself, rather than blindly following the crowd. Overcoming mental traps requires developing a mindset of self-awareness and mindfulness. When you notice a pattern of thinking that feels automatic or impulsive, pause and reflect. Ask yourself if you're falling into any of the common traps. Challenge your assumptions, emotions, and biases, and make a conscious effort to approach situations with a more open, objective mindset. It also helps to seek out diverse perspectives. When you only surround yourself with people who share your views, it's easy to reinforce your biases. Engage with individuals who think differently and be willing to listen to their reasoning. This will expose you to new ideas and help you break free from mental traps that limit your growth. Finally, remember that overcoming mental traps is a continuous process. You won't be perfect, and you may still fall into these traps from time to time. The key is to remain aware and committed to improving your thinking. With consistent practice, you'll become more adept at recognizing and overcoming mental traps, leading to clearer, more effective decision-making and personal growth. Chapter 14. The Art of Reflection. Reflection is a powerful tool for growth. It allows you to pause, look back, and evaluate your actions, thoughts, and decisions. By practicing reflection, you gain deeper insights into your behavior and mindset, helping you to understand why you do what you do. This self-awareness is crucial in your journey toward personal development, as it helps you correct mistakes, build on successes, and make better decisions moving forward. At its core, reflection is about stepping back from the hustle and bustle of daily life and taking time to think critically about your experiences. Whether it's reflecting on a recent interaction, a challenging situation, or a particular goal you're working on, reflection helps you process and make sense of your experiences. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, but taking a moment to reflect can make all the difference. One of the most effective ways to reflect is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts helps you clarify your emotions and organize your ideas. When you journal, you have the opportunity to see your experiences from a new perspective. You can write about your challenges, victories, and everything in between. Reflecting through writing allows you to track your progress over time, identifying patterns in your behavior that you may not have noticed before. Another method of reflection is to ask yourself key questions. Instead of simply thinking about what happened, dive deeper into the why behind it. Ask yourself questions like, why did I react this way? Or what could I have done differently? These questions force you to think critically and analyze your thoughts and actions. They encourage you to move beyond surface-level thinking and dive into the root causes of your behavior. It's also important to reflect on your mindset. Reflect on how you approach challenges, setbacks, and successes. Do you approach them with an open mind and a willingness to learn, or do you let fear and negativity control your reactions? Reflecting on your mindset allows you to identify areas where you may need to adjust your thinking. It helps you develop resilience and a growth-oriented mindset. Reflection is not just about looking back, it's also about looking forward. It involves setting goals based on what you've learned from your past experiences. When you reflect, you gain clarity on what's truly important to you and what you want to achieve. By setting intentional goals and continuously assessing your progress, you ensure that you're moving in the right direction. A key aspect of reflection is being honest with yourself. It can be difficult to confront your mistakes or acknowledge your weaknesses, but doing so is necessary for growth. When you reflect, avoid making excuses or blaming others for your shortcomings. Own your actions and decisions. This level of self-honesty is essential for transformation and progress. It's also important to practice gratitude during reflection. Reflecting on the things you're grateful for allows you to shift your focus away from what's lacking in your life and appreciate what you already have. Gratitude brings clarity and positivity into your life, making it easier to move forward with confidence and purpose. Finally, reflection is an ongoing practice. It's not something you do once and forget about. Incorporate it into your daily or weekly routine. Whether through journaling, meditation, or simply taking a quiet moment to think, reflection should become a regular habit in your life. Over time, you'll notice how much clearer your thinking becomes and how much more intentional your decisions will be. Incorporating the art of reflection into your life not only helps you learn from your past, but also empowers you to create a better future. By continually assessing your actions, adjusting your mindset, and setting clear goals, you'll experience continuous growth and progress on your personal journey. Chapter 15. Building confidence in your reasoning. Confidence in your reasoning is a crucial aspect of personal growth. It allows you to make decisions with clarity, trust in your judgment, and approach challenges with a mindset rooted in logic. Building confidence in your reasoning doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill that takes time, practice, and self-reflection. However, with the right approach, anyone can strengthen their ability to reason effectively and make decisions they feel good about. The first step in building confidence in your reasoning is to trust your ability to think critically. Too often, we doubt ourselves, second-guessing our decisions and actions. The reality is, you have the capacity to reason through problems and find solutions. To build confidence, start by acknowledging this fact. Remind yourself that you've solved problems in the past, and you have the tools to do so again. Next, it's essential to focus on developing strong foundational knowledge. The more you learn about a subject or situation, the more confident you will feel in your reasoning. Educate yourself continuously. Whether through reading, taking courses, or engaging in discussions, make it a habit to gather information. Knowledge acts as the backbone of reasoning. The more you know, the more confident you become in making decisions based on logic. Another key factor in building confidence in your reasoning is practicing self-reflection. After making decisions or solving problems, take a moment to evaluate the process. Ask yourself, did I consider all the facts, or was I open to different perspectives? Self-reflection helps you identify areas for improvement and reinforces the process of reasoning. Over time, this will strengthen your ability to think critically and make confident choices. It's also important to embrace failure as part of the learning process. Failure isn't something to fear or avoid. Instead, it's an opportunity to improve. When things don't go as planned, reflect on the reasoning behind your decisions and consider what could be done differently. This mindset shift allows you to see mistakes as lessons rather than setbacks, helping you build a more resilient and confident approach to reasoning. To further enhance your confidence, practice making decisions regularly. The more decisions you make, the better you will become at evaluating situations and choosing the best course of action. Don't avoid decision-making because you fear being wrong. Each time you make a decision, you gain valuable experience that improves your reasoning. As you get better at making decisions, your confidence naturally increases. Another powerful tool for building confidence is seeking feedback. Don't hesitate to ask others for their input on your reasoning. While you should trust your own judgment, feedback from others provides new perspectives and can highlight areas where you might improve. Constructive criticism helps you refine your reasoning process and gain new insights into how you approach problems. Also, learn to separate emotion from logic. It's easy to let emotions cloud your judgment, especially when you're facing tough decisions. Building confidence in your reasoning involves the ability to pause and consider all facts without allowing emotional impulses to dictate your choices. This doesn't mean you should ignore your feelings. It simply means making sure your reasoning is driven by logic first, followed by emotional awareness. Finally, confidence in your reasoning grows when you practice perseverance. There will be times when your reasoning is challenged, or when things don't go according to plan. Don't let these setbacks derail your confidence. Instead, learn from them, adapt, and keep moving forward. The more you push through obstacles and continue to trust your reasoning, the stronger your confidence will become. In summary, building confidence in your reasoning is a continuous journey that requires knowledge, practice, self-reflection, and a willingness to learn. Trust your ability to reason, embrace mistakes, and seek feedback. As you strengthen your reasoning skills, your confidence will grow, enabling you to face life's challenges with clarity, conviction, and purpose. Chapter 16. The influence of environment on thinking. The environment in which you find yourself plays a significant role in shaping your thinking. It affects how you process information, make decisions, and solve problems. Understanding how your surroundings impact your thought processes can help you create an environment that enhances your cognitive abilities and promotes clearer, more rational thinking. First, consider the physical environment. The space where you work, study, or spend time can either support or hinder your thinking. A cluttered and noisy space can lead to distractions, reducing your ability to focus and think critically. On the other hand, a clean, organized, and quiet environment fosters concentration and mental clarity. The fewer distractions around you, the more you can devote your mental energy to problem-solving and decision-making. A well-arranged environment, with the right tools and resources readily available, allows for a smoother flow of thoughts and ideas. Beyond the physical environment, the social environment also plays a key role in shaping your thinking. The people you interact with regularly influence your perspectives, ideas, and opinions. Positive, open-minded individuals can encourage you to think critically, challenge assumptions, and expand your worldview. Conversely, being surrounded by people with limited thinking or negative attitudes can stifle your growth and narrow your perspective. It's crucial to engage with individuals who inspire you, push you to think beyond the obvious, and encourage constructive debates. Your emotional environment also affects how you think. Stress, anxiety, or emotional turbulence can cloud your judgment and hinder rational thinking. When you're overwhelmed, it's harder to assess situations objectively, and your decision-making may be clouded by fear or uncertainty. A calm, emotionally stable environment promotes clear thinking, allowing you to approach problems with a level-headed perspective. Creating an emotionally supportive space where you can process your thoughts and feelings without excessive stress is key to maintaining clarity and focus. Additionally, your cultural environment shapes the way you think. Cultural norms, values, and beliefs influence the lens through which you view the world. Your upbringing, traditions, and societal influences all contribute to your cognitive framework. While this is not inherently negative, being aware of these influences allows you to critically evaluate your own thinking and avoid biases based on cultural conditioning. It's important to question the assumptions that may have been ingrained in you and open your mind to different viewpoints, especially in a diverse and interconnected world. The environment also influences your creativity and problem-solving abilities. A stimulating environment, filled with new ideas, perspectives, and challenges, can enhance your ability to think creatively and innovate. Being exposed to new experiences and diverse viewpoints can spark your imagination and push you to think outside the box. Conversely, a stagnant or monotonous environment can lead to limited thinking and creativity. Surrounding yourself with new challenges and diverse ideas encourages mental flexibility and fosters innovation. Finally, the digital environment is another important factor in shaping your thinking. The internet, social media, and constant access to information can either broaden or narrow your perspective. The overwhelming amount of information available can lead to information overload, causing confusion and decision fatigue. On the other hand, using digital tools mindfully and purposefully can enhance your learning and problem-solving skills. Being intentional about the information you consume and how you engage with digital platforms can help you avoid distractions and stay focused on meaningful tasks. In conclusion, your environment profoundly impacts the way you think. By consciously shaping your physical, social, emotional, and digital environments, you can foster a space that promotes clear, rational, and creative thinking. Surround yourself with individuals and situations that challenge your assumptions, stimulate your mind, and provide emotional and intellectual support. Recognizing the power of your environment empowers you to take control of your thinking and make more informed, rational decisions. Chapter 17. Applying critical thinking to relationships. Critical thinking is a vital tool that can transform the way you approach and manage your relationships. Whether personal, professional, or casual, relationships often bring challenges that can cloud your judgment. Applying critical thinking to relationships allows you to approach conflicts, communication, and understanding with clarity and objectivity. The first step is recognizing the importance of clear communication. Effective communication is the backbone of any relationship, and critical thinking plays a significant role here. Rather than reacting emotionally or assuming the other person's intentions, you need to assess the situation logically. When conflict arises, step back and evaluate the facts before reacting. Consider the other person's perspective and what might be motivating their behavior. By doing this, you avoid jumping to conclusions or misinterpreting their actions. When you communicate with thoughtfulness and clarity, you reduce misunderstandings and strengthen the bond between you and the other person. In addition to communication, critical thinking helps you assess the dynamics of the relationship itself. Are your needs being met? Are there unhealthy patterns or behaviors that should be addressed? Critical thinking encourages you to examine relationships honestly and thoroughly. This process may involve asking difficult questions, such as whether a relationship is truly beneficial or if you are settling for less than you deserve. Relationships should be built on mutual respect and support, not fear or obligation. Through careful self-reflection and logical analysis, you can identify red flags, avoid toxic dynamics, and make decisions that align with your values and goals. Emotions can easily cloud judgment in relationships, making it difficult to think rationally. Critical thinking helps you step back and evaluate your emotions instead of letting them dictate your actions. When you feel anger, jealousy, or frustration, take a moment to assess where those feelings are coming from. Are they based on facts, or are they being fueled by insecurities or past experiences? By addressing the root of your emotions, you can make decisions that are driven by reason rather than knee-jerk reactions. This helps maintain healthy boundaries and ensures that your responses are measured and appropriate. Another essential aspect of applying critical thinking in relationships is questioning assumptions. We often assume that we know what the other person thinks, wants, or needs without ever verifying it. Critical thinking urges you to challenge these assumptions and ask the right questions. Instead of assuming, actively listen and seek clarity. This allows you to better understand the other person's true feelings and intentions, reducing the chances of miscommunication or misunderstanding. In relationships, assumptions can create unnecessary tension, and by approaching the situation with an open mind and a willingness to ask questions, you can avoid creating problems that don't exist. Critical thinking also helps you maintain a healthy level of independence in relationships. It's easy to become overly reliant on others for validation or support, but this can lead to unhealthy dependencies. Through critical thinking, you assess your own needs and determine what you can offer and what you need from others. This balance is vital to creating sustainable relationships where both parties contribute equally and support one another without losing their individuality. Finally, critical thinking promotes empathy and understanding in relationships. While it's important to logically assess a situation, it's equally important to empathize with the other person's feelings. Critical thinking doesn't just involve analysis, it also encourages you to recognize emotions and respond with empathy. This creates a space where both people feel heard and understood, and where solutions can be reached through mutual respect and cooperation. In conclusion, applying critical thinking to relationships helps you communicate more effectively, assess dynamics honestly, manage emotions, question assumptions, maintain independence, and foster empathy. By consistently using critical thinking in your relationships, you build stronger, more meaningful connections based on trust, understanding, and respect. Chapter 18. Critical Thinking in the Digital Age. In today's digital age, information is everywhere, and it's often overwhelming. With constant access to news, social media, and countless sources of content, it becomes crucial to apply critical thinking to the way we interact with and consume digital information. The digital landscape has changed how we think, learn, and communicate, but it's also made it easier to be misled, misinformed, or overwhelmed by the sheer volume of content available. The first aspect to consider is the overwhelming amount of information that's constantly being shared online. From news articles to social media posts, we are constantly bombarded with content, and not all of it is accurate or useful. Critical thinking encourages you to question the credibility of the sources you encounter. Just because something is shared widely or written in a convincing tone doesn't make it true. Ask yourself who is behind this information and what's their agenda. Understanding the source and context of the information you consume is essential in the digital age. One key component of critical thinking in the digital world is identifying biases, both your own and those of the content you consume. Social media algorithms are designed to show you content that aligns with your existing beliefs and interests, often reinforcing your views rather than challenging them. This can create an echo chamber where you only encounter information that agrees with your perspective. Critical thinking requires you to step outside your comfort zone and actively seek diverse viewpoints. By doing so, you can avoid falling into a trap where your opinions are shaped only by one-sided content. Another area where critical thinking is essential is in evaluating online news. In the digital age, misinformation and fake news spread quickly, often with devastating consequences. When reading news articles or posts online, don't take the information at face value. Look for multiple sources to verify facts, especially if the information seems sensational or too good or bad to be true. Consider the timing and context. Why is this piece of information being shared now? Is it aligned with an agenda or a particular political or social narrative? By questioning the validity and intentions behind digital content, you can avoid being swayed by misleading or false information. Social media plays a large role in how we connect and communicate today. However, it can also distort reality. People often share their best moments online, leaving out the struggles and challenges that are a part of everyday life. It's easy to compare your life to others when you see only their successes, but this can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Critical thinking in this context requires you to recognize the difference between real life and what's portrayed online. Remind yourself that social media often presents a curated version of reality, and not everything you see is as perfect as it appears. Digital technologies also bring new challenges when it comes to privacy and security. Our personal information is constantly being collected, shared, and sold online. Critical thinking requires you to stay aware of the data you're sharing and understand the potential risks. Are you comfortable with how your personal information is being used? Are you making informed decisions about which platforms and services you trust with your data? Being mindful of your digital footprint and questioning the implications of sharing personal information is a key element of critical thinking in today's world. In conclusion, critical thinking in the digital age is more important than ever. With information overload, biased content, misinformation, and privacy concerns, it's essential to approach everything you encounter online with a skeptical and analytical mindset. By questioning sources, evaluating credibility, and recognizing biases, you can navigate the digital landscape more effectively, make informed decisions, and protect your well-being. The digital world is constantly changing, but the need for critical thinking remains constant. Chapter 19. Turning challenges into opportunities. Challenges are an unavoidable part of life, and how we respond to them often determines our success. Rather than seeing challenges as setbacks, critical thinkers understand that every difficulty is a potential opportunity in disguise. The way you frame your struggles can make all the difference in how you navigate through them. With the right mindset, you can transform challenges into stepping stones for growth and success. The first step in turning challenges into opportunities is reframing your perspective. Often, we view obstacles as roadblocks, something that prevents us from achieving our goals. However, if you shift your view and see them as chances to learn and grow, the narrative changes entirely. For example, a job loss or a failed project can be seen not as a defeat, but as an opportunity to reassess your path, build new skills, or explore other avenues that might lead to greater fulfillment. Adopting this mindset is key to turning adversity into an opportunity for personal growth. Another important aspect is resilience. Life will always present difficulties, but it's your ability to bounce back that matters most. Resilience is not just about enduring hardship, but also about adapting and finding solutions. When faced with a challenge, focus on what you can control and take action, no matter how small it may seem. The act of persevering in the face of difficulty can open up new possibilities you might not have considered before. Each time you overcome an obstacle, you build strength and confidence, which prepares you for future challenges. Learning from failures is another vital element in turning challenges into opportunities. Failure is often viewed negatively, but it provides valuable lessons. By analyzing what went wrong, you can identify areas for improvement and develop a better approach for the future. For example, an entrepreneur whose business fails might take the lessons learned from that failure and apply them to a new venture, increasing the likelihood of success in the long run. Every failure offers a lesson that can lead to eventual success, and understanding this allows you to see challenges in a new light. Creativity also plays a significant role in turning difficulties into opportunities. When faced with a problem, don't just stick to conventional solutions, think outside the box. Often, the best opportunities arise when we are forced to innovate and try something new. Whether it's in business, personal life, or relationships, being creative in finding solutions can open up doors that you might have otherwise missed. This mindset encourages you to view challenges as invitations to explore new ways of thinking and acting. Lastly, turning challenges into opportunities requires a focus on long-term growth. It's easy to get discouraged when immediate results aren't visible, but true transformation takes time. When you encounter a challenge, remind yourself that the process of overcoming it will contribute to your overall development. Each challenge you face is a part of your journey toward becoming the person you want to be. In the long run, the lessons learned through overcoming difficulties are often the ones that shape your character and bring you closer to your goals. In conclusion, challenges are inevitable, but how you respond to them can change your life. By reframing challenges as opportunities for growth, developing resilience, learning from failures, embracing creativity, and focusing on long-term success, you can transform any obstacle into a stepping stone toward achieving your goals. Rather than fearing challenges, welcome them as valuable chances to improve and move forward. Every challenge you face is an opportunity in disguise, waiting for you to uncover it. Chapter 20. Sustaining critical thinking for lifelong growth. Critical thinking isn't a one-time skill you develop and then leave behind. It's an ongoing process that must be nurtured throughout your life. The ability to think critically allows you to analyze, evaluate, and make decisions that are grounded in logic, reason, and clear understanding. To ensure that this skill remains sharp, it requires continuous effort and dedication. One key to sustaining critical thinking is cultivating a habit of curiosity. Curiosity pushes you to ask questions, explore new perspectives, and seek understanding in every situation. It's the driving force behind deeper analysis and the foundation of critical thinking. To nurture curiosity, actively engage with diverse sources of information, explore topics outside your immediate interests, and challenge assumptions regularly. By staying curious, you ensure that your mind remains open and sharp, always ready to evaluate information critically. Another essential aspect is making time for reflection. Critical thinking isn't just about processing information in real time. It's also about taking the time to reflect on past experiences, decisions, and thought processes. Reflection allows you to identify patterns in your thinking, recognize biases, and assess your decisions with greater clarity. Regularly setting aside time to review your actions and thoughts helps you learn from mistakes, refine your reasoning, and continuously improve your thinking. Critical thinking also thrives on adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and so should your thinking. What worked yesterday might not be effective today. As you grow, it's crucial to adapt your critical thinking strategies to new circumstances and challenges. Being open to adjusting your approach to problem-solving or decision-making keeps your mind flexible and sharp. This adaptability will help you make better decisions in a rapidly evolving world. To sustain critical thinking, you must also prioritize intellectual humility. It's easy to get trapped in the belief that your viewpoint is always right, but critical thinkers understand that no one has all the answers. Intellectual humility involves recognizing that there is always room for growth and that you can learn from others. This mindset encourages you to remain open to feedback, accept when you're wrong, and continuously seek knowledge to refine your understanding. Additionally, engaging with others who value critical thinking can fuel your own growth. Surround yourself with individuals who challenge your ideas and encourage thoughtful discussions. These interactions push you to think more deeply, question assumptions, and refine your reasoning. Being part of a community that values intellectual growth and debate helps keep your critical thinking skills active and evolving. Finally, integrating critical thinking into daily life is key. It's easy to fall into routines that don't challenge your cognitive abilities, but by intentionally applying critical thinking in everyday situations, you ensure that it remains a constant part of your life. Whether it's evaluating news articles, making decisions at work, or solving personal problems, apply the same level of scrutiny and analysis that you would when tackling more significant issues. By doing so, you make critical thinking a natural part of your thought process. In conclusion, sustaining critical thinking for lifelong growth requires a commitment to curiosity, reflection, adaptability, intellectual humility, and daily application. By consistently practicing and prioritizing these principles, you ensure that your critical thinking skills remain sharp and that you continue to grow as a thinker. Lifelong growth is not about finding all the answers, but about developing the capacity to think deeply, question thoroughly, and make informed decisions throughout your life. Chapter 21. Mastering the Art of Observation. Observation is the foundation of critical thinking. It is the process of noticing, examining, and analyzing the world around you. A sharp observer is able to see beyond the surface and uncover the details that others miss. The art of observation allows you to gather information, identify patterns, and draw conclusions that may not be immediately apparent. To master this skill, you must train your mind to be present, focused, and attuned to the nuances of your surroundings. The first step in mastering observation is cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying full attention to what is happening in the present moment without distraction. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook the small details. However, the key to effective observation lies in slowing down and fully immersing yourself in what you see, hear, and feel. When you are mindful, you begin to notice things that are often overlooked: subtle changes in body language, slight shifts in tone, or small environmental cues that others may miss. This heightened awareness allows you to gather richer information, which enhances your ability to analyze and interpret the world. A critical observer also learns to filter out unnecessary distractions. In our information-saturated society, we are constantly bombarded with stimuli that can cloud our perception. Mastering observation requires you to sift through the noise and focus on what is truly relevant. This means ignoring the irrelevant details and honing in on the key elements that will help you form a clearer understanding of the situation. By doing so, you can improve your ability to recognize patterns, draw insights, and make informed decisions. Another important aspect of observation is developing the ability to observe without judgment. Often, we jump to conclusions based on initial impressions or biases. This can distort our ability to truly understand a situation. A master observer remains open-minded and objective, refraining from making assumptions or rushing to judgment. Instead, they allow the information to unfold naturally, taking the time to gather all the facts before forming an opinion. This non-judgmental approach allows for a more accurate and comprehensive understanding of the situation at hand. Observation is not limited to just what is visible. It also includes listening carefully to words and sounds. Listening attentively can reveal underlying emotions, motivations, and intentions that are not immediately obvious. Active listening allows you to understand both the content of what is being said and the tone, body language, and context surrounding the message. This deeper level of listening enhances your ability to perceive and interpret subtle cues, which is crucial for making informed decisions. Developing the art of observation also involves practicing patience. The most valuable insights often come to those who take their time to observe thoroughly. Rushed observations are incomplete and tend to miss important details. By practicing patience and resisting the urge to jump to conclusions, you allow yourself the opportunity to fully process the information before taking action. Finally, a master observer regularly practices reflection. After observing a situation, take the time to reflect on what you saw, heard, and experienced. Consider how your observations align with your conclusions and whether there are any discrepancies. Reflection helps you refine your observational skills and ensures that you are consistently improving your ability to interpret the world around you. In conclusion, mastering the art of observation requires mindfulness, focus, patience, and reflection. By developing these skills, you become a more effective critical thinker who can gather the necessary information to make better decisions and understand the world more clearly. Observation is the gateway to deeper insights, and by practicing it consistently, you sharpen your ability to think critically and make informed choices. Chapter 22. The connection between self-awareness and critical thinking. Self-awareness and critical thinking are two essential skills that work hand in hand. Without understanding yourself, it's challenging to engage in deep, logical analysis. When you are self-aware, you have a clearer sense of your thoughts, emotions, biases, and values, which allows you to make more objective decisions and avoid being swayed by irrational impulses. This heightened sense of self helps you recognize when your thinking is being clouded by personal experiences or emotional responses, allowing you to address these influences and think more clearly. Self-awareness begins with honest reflection. You need to regularly assess your own thoughts, actions, and motivations. By understanding your tendencies, preferences, and automatic reactions, you create a foundation for more effective critical thinking. For example, if you know that you tend to make decisions based on fear or pride, you can consciously work to set those emotions aside in situations where they might cloud your judgment. Being self-aware makes it easier to identify these internal influences and address them in the moment. Your emotional intelligence is also deeply connected to your self-awareness. When you understand your emotions, you can separate them from the decisions you make, allowing you to think more logically. For instance, if you're angry or upset, your ability to analyze a situation may be compromised, leading to rash decisions. By recognizing when these emotions arise, you can pause, reflect, and return to the situation with a clearer mind. This emotional regulation ensures that your critical thinking is based on facts and rationality rather than emotional reactions. Moreover, self-awareness helps you identify your biases, which are often invisible to us. We all have unconscious biases that shape our worldview, and these biases can impact the way we process information and make decisions. Through introspection and self-examination, you can uncover your biases and take active steps to neutralize their influence on your thinking. This process allows you to become more objective in your reasoning and make decisions based on facts rather than personal preferences or prejudices. Self-awareness also enhances your ability to listen and understand others. When you know yourself, you become better equipped to understand the perspectives of others, even if they differ from your own. This open-minded approach enables you to consider multiple viewpoints and weigh them carefully before forming an opinion. It encourages deeper engagement with the ideas of others and fosters the kind of thoughtful reflection necessary for critical thinking. Being self-aware makes you more accountable. When you are conscious of your actions and thoughts, you take responsibility for them. This accountability ensures that you are more likely to engage in critical thinking processes rather than relying on shortcuts or assumptions. When you make a mistake, self-awareness allows you to recognize it, learn from it, and make adjustments in your future decision-making. Furthermore, self-awareness creates a greater sense of clarity in your goals. By understanding your motivations and desires, you can make more informed choices about the direction you want your life to take. Critical thinking helps you evaluate the potential outcomes of different decisions, while self-awareness ensures that those decisions are aligned with your true values and aspirations. In conclusion, self-awareness is a critical foundation for effective critical thinking. When you are in tune with yourself, you can make decisions based on logic, objectivity, and reflection rather than emotion, bias, or impulse. This connection between self-awareness and critical thinking is crucial for personal growth, problem-solving, and decision-making, helping you become a more thoughtful, rational, and intentional individual. By continuously developing self-awareness, you cultivate the ability to think critically and act with purpose and clarity. Chapter 23. Navigating Uncertainty with Confidence. Uncertainty is a constant part of life, but how you respond to it shapes your journey. Rather than fearing the unknown, the key is to embrace it with confidence. Confidence doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you trust your ability to face challenges, make decisions, and adapt as things unfold. When you learn to navigate uncertainty confidently, you turn potential obstacles into opportunities for growth. Confidence in uncertain situations starts with accepting that you can't control everything. Life is unpredictable, and trying to control every outcome only leads to frustration. Instead, focus on what you can influence: your attitude, your response, and your approach. By focusing on these factors, you empower yourself to deal with uncertainty without being overwhelmed. The first step in building confidence in uncertainty is to reframe how you view the unknown. Uncertainty is not inherently negative. It's a space for creativity, problem-solving, and innovation. Instead of seeing it as something to fear, see it as a chance to grow and learn. Acknowledge that while you don't have all the answers right now, you have the skills and resilience to figure things out as you go. Trust that you can adapt and adjust your course as needed. Another key factor is taking action despite uncertainty. Confidence is not about waiting for perfect conditions, but about taking steps forward, even when the way ahead is unclear. It's easy to feel paralyzed when faced with unknowns, but inaction only creates more doubt. Even small actions can help build momentum and show you that progress is possible, even in unpredictable situations. Along with taking action comes the importance of staying calm in the face of uncertainty. Confidence thrives in calmness, not panic. When faced with unknowns, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you've handled challenges before. You have the resources to face whatever comes your way. By maintaining a clear mind, you can better analyze the situation, evaluate your options, and make decisions with clarity. It's also essential to focus on your strengths. Reflect on the times when you've overcome adversity. Remind yourself of the skills, knowledge, and resources you already possess. Confidence grows when you recognize that you are equipped to handle challenges. Even in times of uncertainty, you carry with you the tools you've developed from past experiences. Another crucial aspect is maintaining flexibility. Confidence doesn't mean sticking rigidly to a single plan, especially when facing uncertainty. Be open to adjusting your approach as new information becomes available. Being flexible and willing to pivot when necessary allows you to stay ahead of challenges, even when the path isn't straight. Embrace mistakes as part of the process. In uncertain situations, you might not always make the right decisions. However, mistakes are not failures. They are lessons that provide valuable insights. Confidence is not about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them and using that knowledge to improve your next move. Finally, trust in your ability to learn and grow. The more you expose yourself to uncertainty, the more confident you'll become in your ability to navigate it. Over time, you'll develop a resilience that allows you to face new challenges with assurance, knowing that uncertainty is simply part of the journey. In conclusion, Navigating uncertainty with confidence isn't about eliminating doubt, it's about learning to thrive despite it. By embracing uncertainty, taking action, staying calm, and trusting in your abilities, you'll find that even in the most unpredictable moments, you can move forward with purpose and confidence. Chapter 24. Strengthening Focus and Attention Span. In today's fast-paced world, maintaining focus and a strong attention span is more challenging than ever. Distractions are everywhere, pulling you away from your tasks, leading to a scattered mind and a decrease in productivity. Strengthening your focus isn't something that happens overnight, but with consistent practice and the right strategies, you can sharpen your mind and maintain unwavering attention. The first step in improving focus is understanding what distracts you. Recognize the common interruptions in your environment, whether it's your phone, notifications, or even internal thoughts. Once you identify these distractions, you can take intentional steps to reduce or eliminate them. Creating a work environment that minimizes distractions is essential. Put your phone on silent, close irrelevant tabs, and find a quiet space where you can work without interruptions. Another key to strengthening focus is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to stay present and aware of the current moment. By focusing on the task at hand and not letting your mind wander, you can train your brain to resist distractions. Start with small, simple tasks and gradually work up to more complex ones. Practicing mindfulness in everyday activities, like eating or walking, helps improve your attention span over time. Setting specific goals is also crucial in boosting focus. When you have a clear target, your brain can lock in on what needs to be done. Break down larger tasks into smaller, manageable goals. This makes it easier to stay on track and avoid feeling overwhelmed. The more you achieve small goals, the more momentum you'll build, which helps sustain your attention for longer periods. Another useful strategy is the Pomodoro technique. This method involves working for a set period, usually 25 minutes, followed by a short break. After a few cycles, you take a longer break. The key here is that the timer creates a sense of urgency, making it easier to stay focused for shorter bursts. Knowing you have a break coming up can prevent burnout and keep you motivated. To further enhance focus, get into the habit of practicing deep concentration exercises. Start by choosing a task that requires your full attention. Focus on it for a set time, gradually increasing the duration. This can help strengthen your mental stamina and make it easier to concentrate for extended periods. Just like physical exercise, your brain requires training to build endurance. Sleep plays a crucial role in maintaining a sharp focus. Without adequate rest, your brain struggles to stay attentive and process information effectively. Make sure you're getting enough sleep each night. When you're well rested, your mind is more alert, which directly improves your ability to focus and retain information. Physical exercise also contributes to stronger focus. Regular physical activity boosts blood flow to the brain, improving cognitive function and concentration. Even a short walk during the day can clear your mind and enhance your ability to focus when you return to your tasks. Eliminating multitasking is another effective way to sharpen your focus. Trying to do too many things at once divides your attention, leading to decreased efficiency. Instead, focus on completing one task at a time. By dedicating your full attention to a single activity, you'll perform better and with greater quality. Finally, stay patient with yourself. Building strong focus and attention takes time and practice. Setbacks will happen, but don't let them discourage you. Keep refining your techniques, and over time, you'll find it easier to stay focused and productive. In conclusion, strengthening your focus and attention span requires a combination of strategies: managing distractions, practicing mindfulness, setting goals, using techniques like Pomodoro, exercising your mind, and prioritizing sleep and physical activity. With consistent effort, you can transform your ability to focus and become more effective in all areas of your life. Chapter 25. Recognizing and evaluating risks. In every aspect of life, risks are inevitable. From personal decisions to professional moves, the potential for risk is always present. Understanding how to recognize and evaluate risks is crucial in making informed decisions that lead to success and minimize negative outcomes. The ability to assess risk properly can be the difference between taking a smart chance and diving into dangerous territory. The first step in recognizing risk is awareness. Risks are often subtle and not always immediately apparent, but they are embedded in almost every choice we make. Whether you're considering a business investment, a career move, or a personal relationship, it's essential to examine the potential downsides. Without recognizing the possible risks, you're walking blindly into situations that could harm you in the long run. The first question you should ask yourself is, what could go wrong here? By understanding this, you start to form a clear picture of the risks involved. Once you've identified potential risks, the next step is evaluating them. This involves assessing the likelihood of the risk happening and the potential impact if it does. Ask yourself, how likely is this risk to occur? How severe would the consequences be if it did? By considering both the probability and the severity, you can gauge whether the risk is worth taking. If the risk is likely to occur and could have significant negative consequences, it may be wise to reconsider your decision or prepare a backup plan. On the flip side, some risks are worth taking. Calculated risks, where the potential rewards outweigh the possible dangers, are often necessary for growth. To evaluate such risks, consider the potential benefits alongside the downsides. Ask yourself, what do I stand to gain if this risk pays off? If the potential rewards align with your goals and values, taking the risk may be the right move. But if the risks heavily outweigh the benefits, it may be wiser to hold back. Another key aspect of evaluating risk is understanding your own tolerance for uncertainty. Everyone has a different threshold for what they're willing to risk. Some are comfortable with high levels of uncertainty, while others prefer stability and safety. Know your own limits. Recognizing how much risk you're willing to take will guide your decision-making process. Don't be afraid to acknowledge when a risk feels too great for you to handle. Risk evaluation also involves gathering as much information as possible. The more knowledge you have about a situation, the better equipped you are to make an informed decision. Conduct research, consult with experts, and listen to others' experiences. The more data you collect, the clearer the picture of the risks and their potential outcomes will become. This can help you make decisions that are rooted in facts rather than assumptions. Once you've evaluated the risks, it's time to develop a strategy to manage them. Even if you decide to move forward, having a plan in place for mitigating potential risks is crucial. This might involve setting aside resources, creating contingency plans, or finding ways to reduce the likelihood of negative outcomes. The best risk takers are not reckless. They prepare and plan for possible challenges. In conclusion, recognizing and evaluating risks is an essential skill for navigating life's challenges. By being aware of potential risks, evaluating them logically, understanding your tolerance, gathering information, and planning for contingencies, you can make more confident, informed decisions. Rather than avoiding risk altogether, you learn to assess it and make choices that align with your goals while minimizing unnecessary harm. Mastering this skill leads to better decision-making and a greater sense of control over your future. Chapter 26. Transforming failures into learning opportunities. Failure is often seen as something to avoid at all costs, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools for growth. When we fail, it's easy to become discouraged, but failure doesn't have to be the end. Instead, it can be a turning point, a chance to reflect, learn, and come back stronger than before. The key is in how we perceive and handle our failures. The first step in transforming failure into a learning opportunity is shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as a setback, view it as a necessary part of the journey. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to gain insight and improve. When you change your perspective, failure becomes less intimidating and more of a stepping stone towards success. You don't have to fear it. Embrace it as a chance to grow. Next, it's important to take ownership of your failures. Blaming external factors or other people may feel easier, but it doesn't lead to growth. By taking responsibility for your actions, you allow yourself to learn from them. This doesn't mean being overly harsh on yourself, but rather recognizing where things went wrong and what you could do differently in the future. When you take ownership, you empower yourself to make positive changes. Reflecting on what went wrong is the next essential step. Rather than dwelling on the emotions tied to failure, focus on the facts. What decisions led to the outcome? What could you have done differently? This introspection helps you identify patterns and weaknesses that need to be addressed. Instead of simply moving on, make it a point to understand the failure at a deeper level. The more you understand, the less likely you are to repeat the same mistakes. Failing also provides clarity about your goals. When something doesn't work out, it forces you to reevaluate your approach. Are your goals still aligned with your true desires? Sometimes, failure leads to a shift in perspective, and you may find that what you thought you wanted is no longer the right path. Embrace this discovery. It's an opportunity to refine your goals and set new ones that are more in line with who you are and what you truly want. Another powerful way to learn from failure is by seeking feedback. Don't be afraid to ask others for their input. This could come from mentors, peers, or anyone with a different perspective. Feedback can reveal blind spots that you may have missed and provide practical suggestions for improvement. It may feel uncomfortable to hear criticism, but it's essential for growth. Use it as a tool to refine your skills and strategies. Lastly, use your failure as fuel to keep going. It's tempting to quit after a setback, but true resilience is built by continuing to move forward, even when things don't go as planned. View every failure as a lesson learned, a chance to sharpen your skills and get closer to your goals. Every great success story involves a series of failures that were used to build a stronger foundation for the future. In conclusion, failure is not the enemy, it's a teacher. By shifting your mindset, taking responsibility, reflecting on your actions, seeking feedback, and using failure as fuel, you can turn setbacks into powerful learning opportunities. Each failure brings you closer to success if you're willing to learn from it and keep pushing forward. The key to turning failure into growth is persistence, and with the right mindset, you can transform any failure into a stepping stone toward achieving your goals. Chapter 27. Building resilience through critical thinking. Resilience isn't something we're born with, it's something we build, and critical thinking plays a crucial role in this process. Resilience allows us to bounce back from setbacks adapt to change, and keep moving forward, even in the face of adversity. But to truly build resilience, you need more than just willpower. You need the ability to think critically, challenge your assumptions, and make decisions that empower you. The first step in building resilience through critical thinking is learning how to process and reframe negative experiences. When life throws challenges your way, your automatic response might be to feel defeated. However, critical thinking encourages you to analyze the situation logically. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What is the lesson here? By reframing setbacks as learning opportunities, you can shift your mindset from helplessness to empowerment. You realize that each challenge is a chance to improve, not a reason to give up. Critical thinking also helps you to develop emotional resilience. It's easy to let emotions take over when you're faced with tough situations, but by analyzing your feelings and identifying their root causes, you can prevent them from controlling your decisions. When you take a step back and evaluate the situation, you become better equipped to manage your emotions. You understand that emotions are temporary and they don't have to dictate your response. This emotional clarity gives you the strength to remain calm and focused under pressure. Another key component of resilience is adaptability, and critical thinking enhances your ability to adjust when circumstances change. Life is unpredictable, and the road to success is rarely straight. The ability to assess new information and adapt your strategy is essential. Critical thinkers are open to change and are not afraid to revise their plans when necessary. Instead of feeling stuck when things don't go as expected, they approach challenges with flexibility and creativity. This adaptability allows you to maintain your resilience, no matter what obstacles arise. Building resilience through critical thinking also involves learning how to evaluate risks and make informed decisions. When faced with tough choices, critical thinkers weigh the pros and cons, consider the potential consequences, and make decisions based on logic rather than impulse. This ability to think ahead and anticipate challenges prevents you from making hasty decisions that could derail your progress. It's about being proactive rather than reactive, which strengthens your ability to face adversity with confidence. Furthermore, critical thinking helps you to build a growth mindset. Resilient individuals don't see failure as the end of the road, they see it as part of the process. Critical thinking encourages you to ask questions, explore new possibilities, and challenge the status quo. This mindset allows you to stay committed to your long-term goals, even when things get tough. You don't see setbacks as personal failures. Instead, you view them as opportunities for growth and improvement. Finally, to build resilience, it's crucial to surround yourself with positive influences. Critical thinkers are intentional about the people they engage with. They seek out individuals who challenge them, encourage their growth, and provide constructive feedback. The right environment, filled with supportive and insightful people, enhances your resilience by providing the encouragement and guidance you need to overcome obstacles. In conclusion, resilience isn't a trait you either have or don't have. It's a skill you can develop through critical thinking. By reframing negative experiences, managing emotions, adapting to change, making informed decisions, embracing a growth mindset, and surrounding yourself with the right people, you can build the mental toughness needed to face life's challenges head-on. Critical thinking empowers you to take control of your circumstances and turn adversity into strength. Chapter 28. Leading with Critical Thinking. Leadership isn't just about telling people what to do. It's about making thoughtful decisions, solving problems, and guiding others with clarity and vision. Critical thinking is an essential tool for any leader, as it helps you navigate challenges, evaluate situations, and lead with confidence. A leader who can think critically doesn't just react to problems but anticipates them, making proactive decisions that shape a better future. The first step in leading with critical thinking is recognizing that leadership requires constant reflection. A leader who thinks critically is aware of their own biases and blind spots. They understand that their perspective isn't the only one, and they actively seek diverse viewpoints to make better decisions. By questioning their assumptions and considering all sides of an issue, they avoid making decisions based on limited information or personal bias. This self-awareness and willingness to reflect enables leaders to approach challenges with a clear and open mind. In critical leadership, problem-solving is key. Leaders are often faced with complex issues that require more than just a quick fix. Critical thinking allows you to break down problems into manageable parts, analyze each component, and find solutions that are both practical and effective. Instead of jumping to conclusions, you take the time to evaluate the situation thoroughly, ensuring that your solutions address the root causes, not just the symptoms. This thoughtful approach leads to more sustainable outcomes and helps build trust with your team. A critical thinker also values evidence and data. In leadership, decisions should be based on facts, not assumptions or gut feelings. When faced with a decision, a leader who thinks critically will gather as much information as possible, weigh the pros and cons, and assess the risks before making a choice. They use data and logical reasoning to back up their decisions, which leads to greater accountability and credibility. Leaders who rely on facts and evidence rather than personal opinion inspire confidence and respect from their team. Effective communication is another crucial aspect of leadership, and critical thinking enhances this skill. A leader who thinks critically knows how to present ideas clearly, listen to others, and engage in constructive dialogue. They understand that communication is not just about speaking, but about listening actively and being open to feedback. By considering the perspectives of others and responding thoughtfully, they create an environment of trust and collaboration. This open line of communication fosters innovation and allows the team to work together more effectively toward shared goals. Another important aspect of critical thinking in leadership is decision-making under pressure. Leaders often have to make tough decisions quickly, and it's easy to make mistakes when you're under stress. Critical thinking helps leaders to stay calm and focused, even in high-pressure situations. By approaching problems with a rational and methodical mindset, they can make decisions that are well thought out, even in the face of uncertainty. This ability to remain clear-headed during times of stress sets great leaders apart from the rest. Finally, leading with critical thinking involves being open to change and continuous improvement. The best leaders know that they don't have all the answers and that growth is a never-ending process. Critical thinking helps leaders remain adaptable, open to new ideas, and willing to change course when necessary. Instead of sticking to outdated methods or being resistant to change, critical thinkers look for ways to evolve and innovate. They understand that growth requires flexibility and a willingness to learn from both successes and failures. In conclusion, leading with critical thinking is not just about being smart or knowledgeable, it's about making thoughtful, informed decisions, solving problems creatively, communicating effectively, and staying open to change. It's about creating a leadership style that values reflection, evidence, and adaptability. By incorporating critical thinking into your leadership approach, you can lead with confidence, inspire trust in your team, and navigate the complexities of leadership with clarity and purpose. Chapter 29. Aligning your actions with your values. Living a life of purpose requires more than just setting goals. It's about ensuring your actions align with your deepest values. When your behavior reflects what you believe in, you create a sense of integrity and consistency that empowers you to act with confidence. The struggle arises when you know your values, but fail to live by them consistently. This disconnect can lead to frustration, dissatisfaction, and a lack of direction. The key to overcoming this challenge is understanding that alignment between actions and values is a conscious, ongoing effort that shapes your life. The first step in aligning your actions with your values is understanding what those values truly are. Values are not just abstract ideas, they are the guiding principles that dictate your choices. Take time to reflect on what matters most to you, whether it's honesty, compassion, family, freedom, or growth. By identifying your core values, you set a clear foundation for decision-making. It's essential to be honest with yourself during this process, recognizing what genuinely resonates with you rather than what society or others expect from you. Once you identify your core values, it's crucial to translate them into concrete actions. Living your values requires more than just thinking about them. You must demonstrate them through your daily behavior. If you value honesty, for example, this should show in how you communicate with others, even when the truth is uncomfortable. If personal growth is a value, this means dedicating time to learning, developing new skills, and pushing beyond your comfort zone. The consistency with which you live your values will determine how authentic your life feels. A common obstacle to aligning actions with values is external pressure. Society, family, or peers may encourage you to compromise your principles for the sake of convenience, success, or acceptance. In such situations, it's easy to lose sight of your values and make decisions that don't align with who you are. However, staying true to your values requires resisting these pressures. The more you practice saying no to things that conflict with your values, the stronger your sense of self becomes. It's a commitment to your integrity, even when it's challenging. Living your values also means being aware of where your actions might be out of alignment. It's easy to get caught up in routines or external expectations that don't align with your true beliefs. Periodically reflecting on your actions allows you to identify areas where change is needed. This doesn't mean being hard on yourself. Instead, it's about being honest and proactive. If you find that your actions are inconsistent with your values, adjust course. Realignment may involve taking small steps or making major changes, depending on the situation. Accountability is another essential factor. It's not enough to simply recognize your values and make personal decisions. You must hold yourself accountable to them. Share your values with those you trust so they can help you stay on track. Surround yourself with people who respect your values and encourage you to stay true to them. The right support system not only reinforces your commitment, but also helps you stay motivated when challenges arise. Lastly, understand that aligning your actions with your values is a lifelong journey. There will always be moments of doubt or temptation to act against your principles. But the more you practice living authentically, the easier it becomes to make decisions that reflect who you truly are. As you align your actions with your values, you create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and personal satisfaction. The confidence you gain from knowing that you're living according to your beliefs is immeasurable, and it becomes the foundation for everything else you do. Chapter 30. The Legacy of Critical Thinking. Critical thinking is not just a skill, it is a legacy. The impact of sharpening your mind goes far beyond personal development. It leaves a trail of influence that shapes the way others think, challenges outdated norms, and transforms communities. The legacy of critical thinking is rooted in its power to create meaningful change, not only in how we approach problems, but also in how we understand and interact with the world. It is a force that transcends generations, impacting everything from individual lives to societal structures. One of the most significant aspects of critical thinking is its ability to break down barriers of ignorance and bias. When you think critically, you don't simply accept information at face value, you question it, analyze it, and seek a deeper understanding. This approach allows you to challenge misconceptions and uncover truths that may otherwise remain hidden. By doing so, you create a ripple effect that encourages others to question their assumptions as well. This critical mindset spreads awareness and cultivates a culture of informed decision-making. Moreover, critical thinking empowers you to make better choices. In a world filled with endless options, the ability to evaluate each one logically and thoughtfully is invaluable. Whether it's in your personal life, your career, or your relationships, being able to weigh the pros and cons, foresee potential outcomes, and make decisions based on reason rather than emotion allows you to take control of your future. This process becomes second nature when critical thinking is practiced regularly. Over time, the decisions you make contribute to a life lived with purpose, intention, and confidence. The legacy of critical thinking extends beyond individual lives and influences collective action. When entire communities adopt a mindset rooted in critical thinking, they challenge societal norms that perpetuate injustice, inequality, and ignorance. Critical thinkers question the status quo, advocate for change, and drive progress. History has shown us countless examples of how critical thinking has led to revolutions, scientific breakthroughs, and social reforms. Every time a person uses their mind to challenge the limitations placed on them, they contribute to a larger legacy of transformation. Furthermore, critical thinking nurtures creativity. It encourages innovation by enabling individuals to see beyond conventional solutions and approach problems from different perspectives. This ability to think outside the box leads to new ideas, inventions, and ways of thinking that can revolutionize industries and reshape cultures. The legacy of critical thinking, therefore, is not just about solving problems, it is about creating new opportunities and pathways for future generations. The true power of critical thinking lies in its ability to influence the thinking of others. As you embrace this mindset, you inspire those around you to think more deeply and critically as well. In this way, the legacy of critical thinking becomes a collective one, passed down through conversations, actions, and the way people choose to live. It's a ripple effect that starts with one person but can reach across families, communities, and even nations. In the end, critical thinking is more than a tool. It's a legacy that shapes the future. It's a lasting influence that empowers individuals, challenges systems, and fosters a deeper understanding of the world. As you practice critical thinking in your daily life, you're not just improving your decision-making, you're contributing to a larger movement of intellectual growth and progress. The legacy of critical thinking is one that will continue to inspire, educate, and transform long after you're gone.